Hi everyone! The following footage you're about to see were recorded on Eliitti's After Party Fight Club after I hosted my fight club on PC. So these are all my fights from that fight club from Eliitti's point of view, with some post-commentary from me of course. So, let's get started with the first fight here. I think it's going to be me versus Scaramouche. Scaramouche going with his warped sword, and I'm going with my possessed armor setup, which I'm very fond of lately. I freaking love to play with this build, so much things you can do. Oh, and there I cancel for the point blank fireball and land it to Scaramouche face. So yeah, there was actually Eliitti's commentary on this video originally, but I had to do this post commentary myself because he actually had some copyrighted music playing on the background, so I need to do this. And another cancel to a point blank wire whip in there. So I decided to do this a little bit different and commentate my matches afterwards from Eliitti's point of view. So this is something I have never done. Probably turns out horrible, but yeah. Let's see. Scaramouche has a lot of fire bombs in there. So this, I decided to do these fights on Eliitti's Fight Club as long as I lost a match. So here are all my duels, including the one I lost in the end. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy these guys. If you don't, well, it's a bummer. He catches me with the fire snake. Oh, I love that spell so much. I love it. I actually hate it because I always get hit by it. Okay, there I land my R2 to R2 combo with two-handed straight sword, which I only use when I'm on the very edge of my opponent's attack range. That is the only opportunity where I use my R2 to R2 combo. And there I do some pass step and another pass step to finish the Scaramouche off. So up to the next fight we have Habu Bala, who was very successful on my fight club. He won a lot of matches with that Sanctum Knight setup. It deals a lot of damage and also a lot of poison damage. So I was playing pretty carefully against him in this fight, if I remember correctly. Did I try to go for a fire whip? I cannot even chip him, and he gets a little bit of damage in, nothing too serious, but he goes for a lot of those wild parries with the Sanctum Mace. Probably trying to bait me to actually charge in to punish him, which I don't do because I respect that weapon quite much. And there I land another R2 to R2 combo from the very edge of my opponent's reach. Switch to scythe. There I do that pass step, but kind of failed it. I still managed to land one hit of the spin to win, but kind of failed what I was trying to do there. I was trying to get behind of my opponent, but he happened to backstep at the same time, so we kind of lined as we were. Okay, he lost his poison buff now, so he's not going to poison me probably with that weapon. There I do just a normal firestorm, and it works in the situations like that when you have done a lot of cancels, so your opponent already like expects you to cancel your casting, but you don't. And that's the best thing about the canceling your attacks and spells a lot, because when you finally cast it without cancelling it, they don't expect it. They expect you to actually cancel it, but you don't, and you usually land it from that. So that is the nice thing about cancelling your attacks and spells, so you can toy around with your opponent's reflexes a bit in there. Oh, there he catches me with a very nice 800 damage actually. That really creeped me out in there. I remember I was like, oh my goodness, that hit some damage. I was just throwing some fire bombs at the end here to finish him off. And the next duel I have, Eliitti is a little bit drunk cameraman at times, so excuse him from that. So it's Cherry Bomb versus me. The beginning of this fight we cannot see too clearly because Eliitti is not using the binoculars. And I get backstabbed there for a wild combo. My fuck up. I deserve to get backstabbed there. There are cancel, do a double cancel to get the backstab follow-up attack to land. I almost got backstabbed again there because of another wild combo that I couldn't control. There I tried the R2 combo but couldn't land the range. He interrupted my combo there actually. So here we are kind of fishing for the last hits. We are at very even odds here. I have the blue Tearstone ring range activated, if I remember correctly. I had it on. Cannot quite see. Yeah, I have it on. I have the blue Tearstone advantage, and I managed to get the 2 swipes in the end there to bring down Cherry Bomb. So here I actually duel Eliitti, so you get a little bit more better picture to the fights. So Eliitti is not experienced with this weapon. I have to emphasize that a little bit because usually he uses a lot more faster dex weapons mostly. So this is something very new to him, and it kind of shows that he's not that as comfortable with his weapon as with his other weapons, and I gotta get him tricked with my cancels there for a couple of times actually. And there I get another cancel to sinking. It was almost what he tried to do to block with that sword and land a hit, but the spin to win cancelled that. I tried to bait him into approaching, but finish off with a nice R1 there. I get backstabbed by Tobio in the end. For good measure. So the next fight, who do we have here? Is Gemai. Actually, he's named Player 1, or his character is named Player 1, but Eliitti called him Gemai, so I just call him Gemai as well. So he's going, I think that's what kind of straight sword is that? Is that a fume sword? Probably a fume sword or a long sword. And there I tried to bait him to roll into Firebomb, but he rolled a little bit too late. And actually avoided the damage there. I tried to cancel to get him on my scythe range, but kind of failed in there. I tried to cancel a little bit more. Try to bait him on my attack range, which he doesn't get the bait. He uses invisible legendary sword. And there I catch him with the backstab follow-up 200 R1. So next we have Alazul, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's Alazul. Alazul with his trusted double rapier setup, which I have mentioned before that I fear quite much. That setup really keeps you on your toes because the trading, once again, is not easy with that. You cannot trade. You cannot trade because of the counter damage. It's huge if it lands. So here I used the Firestorm without cancel, and once again I actually landed because I didn't cancel it. For a little bit mixing up those pyros in there. You get pokes to the face a little bit. Nothing too serious, no counter hits or anything. Get whipped to the ass in there. We traded some wild hits in there actually. Another pyro that I didn't actually cancel, I don't know why. That could have been a good time to get a point blank range fireball. But yeah. Easy to be fires afterwards. There we just cannot hit each other. There I bait him to chase me and come back with the R1 to the face. And there comes the I tried the R2 combo there, but I ran out of stamina mid combo, so but yeah, I finished Alazul off there either way. Okay, I get a rematch with Habu Bala here. Habu Bala going with his Sanctum setup here once again. A setup which I do not wanna fuck around with actually. You can see it from my cautious play style against this build that I'm not taking too much risks, not doing nothing too crazy like that. If that would have hit, it would have landed a disgusting amount of damage and potential poison, instant poison. So you gotta be careful with that setup. So here I try to kind of bait him to my scythe range, but gotta fail it. He doesn't take the baits. He's also very patient with the build, so good for him. He just doesn't enter my danger range, so to speak, which is very wise. He's being patient, and there I do it again. The very edge of the range R2 combo. There he rams me down for like 700 damage. Could have been even worse actually. I have been hit more by that. I got poisoned also, so I needed to use the most there. So the projectiles are flying. Both players are being pretty cautious here. And here I try to catch him with the backstab, but fail that. I must admit, I still am not the best backstab player. That is something I kinda lack. I know the theory, and I can get those pretty regularly, but I would like to be a little bit better in the backstabbing game, actually. I don't do that as often, so I kinda lacked training on that department. I'm trying to bait him to approach, but nothing happens. And there another R2 combo from the edge of the range finishes him off. And here I duel Mordex. This will be a long fight. Just let me tell you that straightforward there. It's going to be a long fight, a very slow paced one, because if you have ever dueled Mordex, you know that he is very patient. He's very patient player. He does not do too much in his fights. Like he will always wait for you to do something first, and he reacts to that. He very rarely actually attacks first himself. So it's kind of we both are waiting for other player to do something in here. So I know how to fight Mordex. Many players say that his playstyle is very annoying. It's annoying to fight him because he's so freaking passive, but it is very effective playstyle. It is effective. he will spin around a lot, unlocked, he just spins around. It seems that he's almost like fucking with you, but right when you are wasting too much of your stamina and going into recklessly, he will punish like a wild boar. He will do like a succession of hits and chases you down with his Murakumo, and that's where things get tricky for you. So you cannot get like hasty. You cannot get hasty with this guy. You gotta like play his own game almost. You have to wait around for your opportunities and make him attack a few times also to land some hits in there. So don't go into his trap. Don't go into his trap and like go super aggressive all of a sudden and waste all your stamina, because he will dodge those and then he will punish you. He will use also a lot of fire bombs to tick you off, which I also do to him. But he does a lot more better job in this fight to land those actual fire bombs to me. There I turn on the aggressive for a little bit, just a little moment, and then back away again. And if I remember correctly, he will manage to land a pretty disgusting combo on me later here. I tried to bait him in there, got a little bit swiped in there. He's not taking any of my baits, as you can see. He's playing the patient game. He wants me to get close. So there, he doesn't come for an attack. He sticks to the firebomb play. And when does the finally... Okay, here comes the combo. Here he comes super aggressive all of a sudden and lands almost all my health is gone with that one combo in there. That's how he plays. That's how he plays. He's like, he switches from super passive to super aggressive all of a sudden and surprises his opponent, which happened to me also. So yeah, that's his style, and you really need to be ready for that if you plan to win against Modex. So here we are just fishing for the last hits, trying to get the hit in. I don't know why Modex didn't switch to his warp sword here, because that would have been more beneficial for the last hit to land, but maybe he was afraid that I would maybe parry the running attack of that thing or something. So he stick to the Murakumo and pays for it. So here I duel Kraton, another very successful player from my fight club. The name says it all, it's a Kraton cosplay. Yeah, I get a pretty damn nasty combo here in the start and continue it with the backstep after I have regained my stamina. So Kraton is almost gone from the starters of the match, and there I bait him to the side range with the fireball cancel, and there, I did it again, baited with the fireball cancel the side range. Okay, another player who uses the Fume Ultra Great Sword. And this is, I don't know the full name of this guy, Chopipin. He has a Red Rust Scimitar and the Fume Ultra Great Sword. So this fight I think had some laggy, lag issues in it, which I speak a little bit more later. That was actually a weird trade, one of the laggy thingies that happen in this match. It doesn't show up too much in this the beginning of the match, but I think right here I cast the Firestorm. He rolls. No. This is not the moment. It's the other time, I think, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry. This commentary is quite random. There I catch the R2. So I I try to like bait him to do something stupid and punish it, basically. I gotta respect those big weapons. Did I go do the pass step to get on his back for a safe hit? So yeah, people have many names for that technique where you run towards your opponent. Okay, here I get a nice backstab too. Try to wake up with the R2 combo, but no, that was kind of a lucky guess. Didn't land. Yeah, people have many names for that technique where you turn around on your opponent's face and backstep behind them and land the attack. I call it pass step. People also call it ravioli step or Strider. Shout out to Strider, calls it a hero step because Hero of Canton likes to use it also. And many players like to use that same tactic as I do. And there I finish with actually that technique I was talking about. So here I got sent back to my world because I was so long time in Eliitti's world without being defeated. I came back with some very goofy armor setup. I just put something very random on. I had the bull, the Minotaur helm, and some Bellkeeper underpants. Randomness, but I'm still the faceless one. So this is the third time I actually fight Habu Bala. Habu Bala is actually now belaying with the butcher knife and not his sanctum mace, which is interesting. Butcher knife is actually one of my favorite weapons in this game, so I like to fight against it. So it seems that I'm playing the patient game again. Habu Bala is striking a lot of attacks in there. And there are point blank fire whip that kind of chips him, not too much, but I continued with the combo, which I usually don't do, but it seemed to work very well in there. So Habu Bala is almost dead. I only need to chip out a little bit damage in there to finish it off. Try to bait him to roll in the firebomb there. Doesn't work though. Cancelling some pyro. No, he doesn't roll into it. Throw some fireballs in there. Don't know why I don't just charge him, because I have so much health left that I could easily trade the last hit. I could easily trade it, but I don't know. I felt like fucking around a little bit, I guess. Wasting my fire whips though. Not wise, because I have some fights left after this. My castings actually ran short on the last fights, but yeah, that's something that happens when you're using castings and are in a lot of fights in a row, so there I tried the pass step, a little bit short, fell short, but still got the last hit in there. So who's this guy? This guy was a Jitu. So Jitu is also using the butcher knife. Look at that. So 2 butcher knife fights in a row. I really like the balance of butcher knife in this game. Actually, it is one of the best balanced weapons. It's like very good. It has very good moveset. It has okay damage, but it weighs a ton. So I think it's like perfectly balanced, very good weapon in this game. Like yeah, Dark Souls games suffer from balance issues, but there are some of those weapons that are very well balanced overall. And butcher knife, I think it's one of them, and that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. It doesn't feel like cheap, but it feels very effective still. So here I'm baiting him to do actually attacks again. I played with this, in these fights I played a little bit more patient than I usually do. I usually a little bit more aggressive, but Here I decided to be a little bit more cautious and pick my moments well, and it kind of paid off. So, but usually my playstyle is a little bit more aggressive. And there, I land the firestorm on him, and he takes 28 damage. And he fat rolled through the firestorm. That was a weird moment. I think this is the fight that had a lag, actually. This is the fight that had lag. So, yeah, I think lag was in the work there as well. I don't really know what happened there. How could he take so little damage? He's also fat rolling now. I think I broke his ring or something to make that happen. I don't think he fat rolled early in the fight. I'm not sure, actually. But, yeah. Here I spin around very close to him, trying to bait him into attack so I can punish him. And another R2 combo from the edge of my range. once again. But that's very good opportunity to use that combo. And that is kind of almost the only situation where I do use the two-handed R2 combo. And there I catch his fat roll with a backstab, which was kind of a cheap end to that fight. Okay, so here I duel Tobio, and let me spoil a little bit, I will lose this fight. And I lose it because I was trying to be too smart, basically. So let me explain a little bit why I lost this fight. So Tobio, Eliitti is drunk again with the camera. Yeah, there's my first mistake. Tobio likes to use a lot of Partisan's R2 to R2 combo. He uses it very much. He uses it to bait people into rushing in and uses the second R2 to poke them in the face. So I knew this. I knew that Tobio would use it a lot, and I tried to parry it. And both times I freaking failed it. I freaking failed to parry it even though I knew it was coming, but still failed the timing. So this loss kind of goes into my stupidity or incompetence, really. That I couldn't land the parries even though I knew they were coming. So on retrospect, I could have like done what I did there. Wait him to finish the R2 combo and punish it afterwards. But no, I just needed to be cocky. I wanted to go in there and parry his ass for being predictable with the R2 combo, but I freaking failed it, so yeah, you will see it happen. And I was actually a little bit worried that Tobio will get sent home mid-fight, because he's very black, his shade color is going very black in there, so... But he didn't get sent back mid-fight, which was great, so here, parry, and I failed it. GG Tobio, good fight. So I ended my fights in Eliitti's after party here, after I lost my first duel. So yeah, this was something very different. I never do this post commentary, especially from another person's view on my duels. So yeah, thank you everyone who I fought, very nice fights with everyone, and thank you for watching. Take care.